Yo, what's good with y'all, man? It's Swervo Hoops, and welcome back to the channel, bro. You already know what we're about to be talking about. We're about to be talking about some hoops, you feel what I'm saying? Now, I ain't gonna lie, I haven't posted in a little minute, you feel me? And I ain't gonna hold y'all, like, I work another job, you feel me? So it's been hard to keep up with a lot of the NBA games this season, but in the games that I've watched and seen, I've been enjoying this year's NBA season. I know it's been the 75th year anniversary of the NBA, so you know it's just been litty, you feel me? All the new foul call system has been blessed, you feel what I'm saying? You've seen a lot more physicality in today's game, and you know, with the new season, you always know there's gonna be some new players having some breakout seasons, but there's only so much we can take away from the sample size we got. In today's video, we about to be talking about some players that are having some excellent starts to the season. Now, without wasting too much of y'all time, man, I do want to invite y'all to like the video and subscribe to your boy if you're new. You feel what I'm saying? It's really Swervo Hoops. Like, what the fuck? Who really fucking with us? You feel me? Let's get straight to the list, man. You feel me? We got that up out the way. Let's talk about it, all right? First player I got on my list right now, man, I ain't gonna hold you. I think is pretty well known at this point. He's lighting the world on fire. Got the 6'2" point guard from Murray State, most commonly known to be projected to be the next Westbrook. You feel what I'm saying? We got Marant. Still got some games to go to really know what team is really going to be placed where in their conference, and, you know, to really get a good understanding of how good a team or how deep they're going to make it in the playoffs. But without rambling too much on that, Marant has really been great this season. I feel like he has quietly become one of the best ball handlers in the league and also one of the best point guard finishers around the basket. I feel like he's probably the most craftiest finisher around the basket. I mean, this dude is only 6'2", and mind you, a slim frame. And it doesn't matter who he's going up against when he attacks the basket. The dude is just very explosive, you feel what I'm saying? I feel like, yes, although his projection was to be Westbrook coming out of the draft, I do feel like he is a bit of Kyrie Irving in a sense where he can finish with either hand when attacking the basket. He's really adept at playing in the pick and roll and just also taking his defender off of the dribble. He's became a better three-point shooter this year as well, but we do got to see some more games before we can really make that a true statement, you feel me? His three-point attempts has gone up. His usage rate has gone up. He's becoming more of an aggressive scorer. And it seems like from the play-in and the playoffs, he's just carrying the same energy. You feel what I'm saying? He's actually taking on the role of being this team's leading scorer and being their best playmaker on top of that. Now, the turnovers have been a bit hefty, but that does come with the new and improved usage rate. So, I mean, I understand it in a sense. But yeah, man, Marant has just been looking like a superstar. Forget all-star. I feel like this man he's like 5th in the league in the scoring, and dude is just taking over. Like, he's going against really good defensive teams as well, just finishing around the basket really well as opposed to his previous season, you feel me? Where I feel like he wasn't the greatest model of efficiency last year, and he did look more to pass, but with his shot attempts increasing, his efficiency has just increased, and I'm not gonna lie, the dude is just really a bucket. I do hope to see him become better as a shooter, and I hope that is something that is going to be a true consistency. Because if that's the case, I mean, dude said he was already a top 5 point guard, but he's really making a strong case for it this year. Steven Adams as well has been helping. He's a pretty underrated passer for his position as well. He can make an extra pass out of the pick and roll. Even though Steven Adams isn't the best post scorer, when he does draw in double teams, he's able to find open teammates on the perimeter, or he can find a teammate cutting to the basket. He's also one of the best screen setters in the league, so that also helps Ja get a lot of space from the defender or force a switch onto a taller defender that will have a hard time guarding such a speeder guard like that, you feel me? With the trade that they made for Steven Adams and letting go of Jonas Valanciunas, there was some doubts about how the spacing will work out, being that Ja wasn't really a consistent shooter yet, and Steven Adams can't really shoot at all. But it seems like those two already have a very seamless chemistry, especially in the pick and roll, where Ja has just became a bit more creative in terms of how he finishes around the rim, whether it's a floater, a close shot around the basket, a pull-up mid-range jumper. And with the increased amount of three-point attempts this year, it gives even more uncertainty for the defender of what Ja is going to do off of the pick and roll. being that this year he has shown more of a confidence to pull up the three this year. This year he's shooting about 5 attempts from three, whereas last year he was taking about 3 in his rookie season 2. He is showing that he has a bit more confidence taking the three if the defense tends to sag off or play some type of drop coverage defense. We've seen this very apparent in his series against the Warriors in the play-in tournament. Whereas Ja, if he gets it going from three and he shows that he can be confident from shooting from that area and being consistent, he's going to be a very scary sight to see. Next up, we got Tyler Hero of the Miami Heat. And Tyler Hero has been lighting the world on fire with his recent play. He's averaging over 21 points coming off the bench for Miami. I think he just broke a record recently for scoring the most amount of points in 7 games coming from a reserve. And it has been due in part to his great consistency and his high level of efficiency in scoring. He's leading the league in bench points per game. And to be honest, I don't think there's any other bench player in the league playing better than Tyler Hero is playing right now. Pretty impressive, you feel me? Tyler Hero is also shooting 41%, a career high from him from three on almost 7 attempts a game. And to be honest, he's just been really consistent for Miami, constantly scoring over 20 points for them coming off the bench. And I think other than the Orlando game and I think a game against Boston, every other game this season for him, he's been scoring over 20 points for them, and very efficiently at that, which is something I see has been a very big improvement for him this season as opposed to his previous 2 seasons. He just seems like he's very much more confident in his game. His ball handling abilities is definitely improved. I feel like that drug test they probably gave him over the season probably might be playing a factor in how well he's playing. Who knows? We did see his IG pics of him putting on extra muscle, and maybe that's just been helping him with the new physicality that's been in the league recently. But yeah, he's just been an all-around bucket, finishing through contact, hitting the mid-range, shooting off of catch-and-shoot threes, off the ball, off the dribble, attacking closeouts from when Jimmy draws attention from the defense when he's driving, or whether it's Kyle Lowry finding him in his spots. Tyler Hero has been able to score, and he's been doing really well offensively this season. So yeah, man, let's see if he can continue this level of consistency, especially since, last year in the playoffs, he wasn't really playing that well. And there was questions on how hard he's been working, especially since there wasn't that big of an improvement from his rookie season to his sophomore season. But in his junior season, he has proven that he is elite. He's an elite scorer for them. And whether he's coming off the bench or starting for them, he's been doing really well offensively for Miami. And yeah, man, let's see if he really can prove whether he deserves to be in conversations with Luka and Trae Young, as he stated earlier this season. Who knows, man? Next up, we got Desmond Baine of the Memphis Grizzlies. He has been having a really solid season for the Memphis Grizzlies this year with Dillon Brooks being out. He might not provide the same level of pesty defense that Dillon Brooks gave them, but at the same time, I do feel like he is a more consistent shooter. And in last season, we did notice that he was one of the better shooters of his rookie class. This year, not only is he proving that still to be the case, but he's also shown more confidence in driving to the basket, which he has openly admitted himself. That was something that he wanted to improve on this year that he was a bit shy of doing last year. This year, he's shooting about 7 attempts from 3, and with his usage rate going up, he has been able to keep his efficiency consistent, shooting about 37% from 3. He has shown an improved ability to play within the pick and roll as well, and although his ball handling abilities isn't great, it has been a slight improvement to last season, whereas most of his shots were really coming off of catch and shoots. Whereas this year, he's able to take, a few extra dribbles on closeouts and attack a bit. Or he's able to, hit him with a little side step if he catches a defender with a pump fake. He might play within the pick and roll, take a little mid-range pull-up jump shot. And he's just been really adept at, getting the ball out of his hands really fast. He doesn't really let the ball stick with him too much. His strong body frame helps him be able to defend, some wing perimeter players, and averaging about 16 points this season, whereas last season he averaged around 9 points. And Taylor Jenkins has done a really solid job at involving Desmond Baine in more of the offensive scheme for the Grizzlies, being that he's had him more in pick and roll situations with Steven Adams, having him create a bit more space for himself to be able to get a shot off. Taylor Jenkins has also done a really good job at drawing up plays for Desmond Baine off the ball and receiving off-ball screens, having him moving all around the court, whether it's a cut to the basket or just receiving an off-ball screen to get open for 3. I feel like he's just really realized the potential in Desmond Baines as a shooter, being that in his rookie season, he shot 41% from 3 on 4 attempts a game. And with Baines' level of shooting efficiency, it has really helped the floor spacing of the Grizzlies and empowered their offense this season. All right, then now we got Jordan Poole of the Golden State Warriors, and with the hot start that the Warriors have been off to in this season, with only suffering 1 loss so far at the recording of this video, you feel me? But he has been a very huge impact on the success of the team right now, being their second best scorer on the team, and with him coming off the bench for the Warriors as well. I'll be honest with y'all, I feel like in the year of the Warriors losing, which was his rookie season, where they had their worst record, I think, of all time, you know, although, yeah, it wasn't his best season, it was his rookie season, still had things to figure out. But throughout the losses and all, I do feel like in the past 2 years, Jordan Poole has learned a lot and has gained the confidence that he needs to be a good basketball player in today's league right now. Like, for someone like him who has been plagued with the title of being a streaky shooter, I do feel like this season he is shaking that title off, and he has been a lot more consistent. He has improved his ball handling abilities and his ability to finish with either hand around the basket. On top of that, I just feel like his overall chemistry with Curry and Draymond has just been better. And like I said, he's just a better shooter, playing in the pick and roll, pull up threes, catch and shoot, you name it. This dude has just became an all-around bucket, you feel me? And like I said, he's just became a lot more of a craftier ball handler. He's found it easier to break his defenders down off the dribble. And as a result, he's just been playing really well for the Warriors this season. I'm not even going to lie to you. He's averaging 18 points this year. And he's shooting about 8 threes a game and shooting about like 36% from 3 or something like that. So, yeah, he's one of the very key sources to why the Warriors is one of the best offenses in the league right now. So, shout out to Jordan Poole, man. He's doing his thing. And might even be a strong candidate for 6th Man of the Year alongside Tyler Hero. So, let's see if he can continue this level of consistency and great play. Once Klay come back and shit, we might see more talks about the Warriors being contenders. Who knows? Then we got Miles Bridges of the Charlotte Hornets, who in my personal opinion, I feel like has been the second best player for the Charlotte Hornets this season. Not only is he having himself a career year this year, but he has been extremely versatile for the Charlotte Hornets team. He's had moments of playing a small ball 5 position for them and just being really well at creating for himself more off the dribble this season. Because of Bridges' speed and well-known athleticism, he's still a huge threat in transition. And even in the half court, he's still moving off the ball to find backdoor cuts or any just momentum to attack the basket. His usage rate has increased, and he's also averaging the most amount of shots attempted on this team. Now, although his percentages might have seen a slight dip, don't get it messed up. Miles Bridges has been pretty consistent for the Charlotte Hornets for them this year. And I feel like he relies less on LaMelo's playmaking to get him some of his shot attempts and his offensive success. We've also seen an increase to his 3-point attempts. He's attempting about 7 threes a game, whereas last season he was attempting about 4 threes a game. And although last year he was shooting about 40% from 3 on those attempts, this year he's shooting about 34% from 3. We can still see that he'll probably be around league average in percentages with the new and improved 3-point attempts. Miles Bridges has just seen a massive improvement to his game from his rookie season to his sophomore season into this season today. I feel like he's just been more aggressive for them offensively. And although Charlotte has been one of the worst defensive teams as a whole on defense, Miles Bridges, however, as an individual, has improved on that side of the ball. He has been better at reading plays and picking off passing lanes, and not only that, last season we seen the Charlotte Hornets putting him at the small ball 5, and this year we're seeing him get a few more minutes playing that position and being in certain lineups where there's all 5 ball handlers and he's being the small ball 5, and he's been playing positions where he has to guard opposing teams' big men, their best perimeter players, and he's done a pretty solid job at doing so. He's averaging a career high in steals, and I think he's like top 15 to 20 in steals per game right now. A really good two-way versatile player for the Charlotte Hornets, and if he continues this trajectory, who knows? He might fuck around and make an all-star appearance, and in my opinion, he might be a league candidate for most improved player of the year. Then we got Cole Anthony of the Orlando Magic, and he is having himself a very good start to the season as he is averaging a career-high 19.7 rebounds and 5 assists. Although Orlando might not have the best record and they don't have the best roster to support the success he is having this season, Cole Anthony has just become a better overall player. Like, he's averaging 7 rebounds. Not to mention, like, dude's efficiency has gotten way better. He did have a problem with being inconsistent in his rookie season. And although this year his consistency still isn't the greatest, it's been a lot better. And he's just been able to shoot better from everywhere on the court. Like, from 3, he's shooting about 8 attempts a game and like 39% from 3. Last season he shot like 39% from the field goal percentage. This year it's about 44%. And with his usage rate increasing, he's just been stepping up his play. Like, he seems more confident this season and just more aggressive as a scorer for the Orlando Magic, which is something they desperately needed out of their backcourt, being that, you know, a lot of their backcourt decisions in the past haven't panned out the greatest. Well, Anthony's just looking like the star that Orlando needed, you know, to draft. He's young, got that confidence and swagger of being an elite scorer for them. And shit, he's doing his thing this season. So let's see how much he can improve. And let's see with Fultz coming back from his injury, how his role would change. He probably going to be coming his ass off the bench now, but let's see. But anyways, with that being said, though, I do want to mention some of the honorable mentions that I didn't include on the list just because I didn't want to make this video too long for y'all, you feel me? But I don't want to take anything away from any of these players, you feel what I'm saying? Like, they still have improved dramatically this season. For some of these players, for example, like Anunoby, they might be putting up better stats because their role is more amplified this season because the star player on their team might be injured. And once that star player comes back, it's questionable whether their usage rate will still be as high or whether these players will still be as consistent. So, you know, some of them were honorable mentions, but, you know, players like Tyrese Maxey or Edwards, I do feel like, you know, might be just living up to the potential that was set for them. But regardless, I still wanted to put them in honorable mentions because they are having some pretty impressive starts to the season. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, though, leave a like and subscribe to the boy down low, man. It's been Swervo Hoops talking about some hoops, man. Yeah, man, I'm out of here. Y'all be easy, you heard?